All right, folks, a little in-betweener with you, talking with Mad. We're talking about all sorts of fun stuff. Make sure you check out, there'll be a link there for the Watch Your Story that we have coming up or doing. And Saturday morning cartoons used to be a thing, Mad, but it is also dead. Like there's cartoons pretty much 24/7. Kids don't have a Saturday morning experience, that kind of thing. Don't you remember being, plopped down in front of a TV on Saturday mornings and you were allowed to sit there as pretty much as long as you wanted?
Yeah, until the PGA came on. Yeah, because you didn't have many channels. So once they come
Yeah.
on, it's like, well, it's time to go outside.
Yeah, so that was the thing. It would run until some sort of. So we had two things would happen. So there's two things that would happen. We'd either have the kung fu theater, creature feature, that type of stuff would come
Oh
on,
yeah,
or it would be sports, right? So baseball season would be afternoon baseball, or it'd be college football is going to start, or like you mentioned golf, things like that. So, but you would have, for some reason, we were allowed to sit there for 3 or 4 hours at a time every single
yep.
week, and that's kind of like dead. Did you have a favorite that you remember or memories that you had associated with that great Saturday morning experience?
There was that block in the early '90s where you had the X-Men, the '90s X-Men. There was a Spider-Man and Iron Man, and then, man, dude, even Wildcats. I loved Wildcats, and
Really?
I loved Drifter, the
Yeah.
Deadpool Wolverine guy that they had. I don't know whatever happened to Wildcats, but
It got sold back. So anyway, so we're going to talk Wildcats from it. So Jim Lee is the creator, that famous comic book creator. He's the creator behind that famous X-Men comic book that it sold so well. That's why the cartoon got done. Anyway, when they all left the comic book industry, they started their own company with Todd McFarlane. Everybody knows about Spawn.
yeah.
Well, Jim Lee created Wildcats, and it got a little animated run for a little bit. He's basically a hawk now, working for DC. Sold it back. Basically, I think he just sold the rights back to DC or into DC, so they kind of control it now. So it's definitely watered down, gobbledygook mixed into DC. It's
Well,
completely
that makes
gone.
sense. That explains why they were so similar to some of the X-Men
Yep.
in a lot
Yep.
of ways and Marvel characters. But yeah, I love that show. It it was no, it was good. And if it was raining, if you're lucky, you'll get one of those bad movies, that you were talking about, Ben. But it's always golf or bowling or and you can't go outside because of bad weather. And yeah,
I was
it
I
was
was so
enjoyable.
lucky. I was so lucky. My grandfather loved like westerns, so we would watch westerns or creature feature. I'd be allowed to watch
Yeah.
creature feature because they figured if it was on TV, it was okay. So that was it. So I got to a very young age. I'm watching,
Yeah.
Carnival of Souls, and the creature feature movies, and then of
I
course there'd be Kung Fu Theater, which got me into Shaw Brothers and stuff like that.
Well,
So
I remember, once we got the giant satellite first, get to watch Nickelodeon, and there, oh man, dude, Nickelodeon was so good. With Hey Dude, Salute Your Shorts, Rugrats, Doug. There's so much that came out of Nickelodeon, and I just started watching a documentary series on Hulu about that time in Nickelodeon. It's really, really interesting. But
1949, the first large object falls on Wile E. Coyote. 1982, the first gadget-like spring on Inspector Gadget. August 11th, 1991, the first network for kids unleashes the first cartoons made just for Nickelodeon. Rugrats, Doug, Ren and Stimpy. So watch out for Nickelodeon's first new cartoons, coming August 11th. Be the first to watch it on Nickelodeon.
there was a show called Erie, Indiana. Do you know this one?
oh, yeah, absolutely. I loved the area, and especially back in the beginning when it first started, it was fantastic.
I There was an episode where one of the friends gets a new retainer, and he
And
could
it picks up
hear
TV,
no,
right?
he could hear the thoughts of dogs. He could
Oh,
hear
okay.
dogs talking to each other, and they were plotting to take over the world. And it ends with, and we never saw him again because they ate the kid. I wouldn't even go around my own dog for a week. It freaked me out so much. I don't know why that one hit me more than anything else. Because
Retainer. It's called The Retainer. I was looking it up. It's called The
oh,
Retainer. Joe Dante, so the guy that directed Gremlins, directed that episode.
what? That makes sense.
Yeah,
That they went kind
yeah,
of yeah.
yeah.
He got eaten at the end, but yeah,
He did a lot of episodes. Yeah, Joe Dante is attached to that show. That show's a lot of fun. I don't know where that's landed. I actually looked
I
that up. It
don't
only
know.
lasted for one season as well. It just didn't. That was it. It was one season on NBC. And
But
they made like a spin-off from it called The Other Dimension, which I've never seen.
Well, I think that's what Disney and Nickelodeon at that time, I think that's what started the downfall of the Saturday morning cartoon block. Because, now it's spread out everywhere,
And Nickelodeon was definitely part of it for sure, because then you have like 24/7 cartoons. That's definitely part of it. And then the attack on marketing. So there was stuff that kind of went through history. Like it started with Reagan, who took away regulations, and the Bush people put it back. And it's like, they're marketing to kids, they're brainwashing kids. And it's like, because they're talking about like He-Man and G.I. Joe were about selling toys. And you had like the cereal commercials, like Kellogg's, they would actually they were basically behind why we got certain shows. They paid for the whole show. It was a giant marketing tool so it's like, well, yeah, but yeah, so they were freaking great. It's like, why are you taking them away?
Those two things can exist simultaneously. You can't have one or the other. It can't. Well, this is either going to be a show that's just advertisement, or it's going to be good. It could be both.
Yeah,
because a part of marketing is having a product worth buying, and so just dismiss it as, oh, that's a selling toys. Okay, I hope they have a really good show to help them with that, and if they do, I will enjoy it along the way. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. No, I agree more. And it was definitely a resurgence in the 90s, which is what you were talking about with Batman and X-Men era. We would get to the 90s, and of course you have Spider-Man, Justice, all the superhero stuff, and different spin-offs from that.
Motorcycle mice from Mars or something.
Oh yeah, the biker mice. Yeah, biker mice from Mars. Yeah, that was definitely some crazy stuff. So it's funny how things have an expiration date, and I think that's kind of where we're at with some of the things. YouTube lets us reminisce about things that are just sort of like gone. Like we're not going to have it anymore. You know what I mean? It's like that did biker mice made it for a few years, and that's it. It's sort of like done.
Yeah.
It's
right there with Street Sharks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Street Sharks is actually, people have brought up Street Sharks. I don't even know if you guys are expecting me to do a watch and reaction to Street Sharks or not, because
I think it's because
knockoff, right?
I think it's because Vin Diesel is in the commercial for Street Sharks.
Oh my gosh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, dude, did you ever see him do the breakdance video, the instructional video?
It was like a while ago I saw that.
Yeah.
I was like, what on earth? Yeah. I was.
But I think that's why Street Sharks has remained somewhat. People can kind of remember is because of people referencing it for Vin Diesel.
But toys, like these things had like a ton of toys and things like that. So yeah,
man, yeah. Now you make me think about all these great shows. There was one where they had exosuits. And I remember getting the toys when I was a kid. They were so much fun because, like most boys, I like to put things together.
Mm-hmm.
Even now, I love whenever I get an opportunity to do something, setting up a new setup for my mic or monitor stand, just whatever, just something kind of put together,
Do you do frivolous stuff like a puzzle or a Lego or a model kit or anything like that?
No, not really. No, I wanted to get into whittling. Here's the stuff.
That seems so on brand for you. I whittled this recorder. Now I'm going to play.
All right, listen.
Not one lesson.
Somewhere out there, I think my buddy has it. There is a unaired pilot for a new podcast that we tried called Whittle Me This, where I would have people come over in person to my house, and we would whittle as we had a conversation in character. We only did the one episode. Within 15 minutes, your forearms are on fire. I still had that block.
These things that seem like they would be easy, they're just ridiculous. Like, you would be the perfect person. We should do like some sort of like amalgam thing for like a special cartoon episode or something like that. We're gonna do like, all right, we're each going to live try to draw, Jabberjaw. And like do like a Bob Ross thing or something. Like someone has to try to follow the instructions on how to draw or how to paint or something. Like some sort of thing that would just be so absurd because it can't be done.
Look,
it's so much harder than
I can only draw three things. I can draw a cat that looks like a lion. I can draw a donkey that looks like a horse, and a helicopter. Those are the only three. Okay. Drawing is not my strong suit, but yeah, the whittling thing though, man, and trying to do improv on top of it. Dude, my forearms were on fire almost immediately. But I did, I did magic with Mad, so I did that too. And palm reading. That was gonna be my icebreaker, the bars. But ironically, if that makes sense, it's like going up to a chick and ooh, can I do close up magic? No one likes magic, so it's kind of same thing with palm reading, but make it very self aware of how cringe it is.
That is true. It would be extreme, especially now. Okay, I mean, 2023. We should do. It's
Oh,
almost like a
never
It
know,
almost be
no.
like a live camera show. That would even be better. Where you just okay, we're gonna go into this place and we're just gonna do this.
Oh, I don't know
It'd be great.
how well that would go today.
Oh,
I guess.
it'd be awesome. That's exactly See, and again, I was with my wife. We were out having dinner, and again, we were down this rabbit hole talking about the cartoons with the kids because the grandkids are there, and I'm always making them watch 80. Well, they end up loving them all, but they watch all these old cartoons. And I was sitting there in this restaurant, and I'm going, man. She's like, "What are you doing?" I says, "In my brain, I wish I had control of the TVs where I made all of them cartoons right now. So all these adults that are in here trying to watch their sports and I'm like, boom, they're all cartoons. Oh my god, it would be the dream come true. It'd just be the best. Just break the system. Yeah, yeah. What about you guys in chat? You guys remember things that we've been talking about, like Street Sharks and Wildcats? Those are pretty cool references right there, brother. That was good stuff.
Thank you. Oh, dude, man, Animaniacs is so good.
It's classic, isn't it? Those songs? Oh my gosh, you're so good.
Did you know
they hold up
Rocco
so
Modern's live? He worked at a sex phone hotline place.
Oh gosh! Oh, now we're drifting away from that PG-13 thing. What are we talking about here?
What he did in Rocco's
know,
Modern Life.
Yeah, it's some nutty stuff though, isn't it? Yeah,
I can't believe they got away with this stuff. But
anthropomorphic hotline with Rocco and his faithful dog Spunky. It's about
my god! I just got the dog's name.
Yeah, Spunky. I remember Spunky. I don't remember much else.
Darkwing Duck, dude. I'm just going through a list now. I'm like, man,
I love Darkwing Duck. Yeah.
So do I.
So,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to work this in. Like, I took a break from X-Men because I did 3 seasons of the X-Men episodes. Took a break from that. I've done a couple of the mini series for G.I. Joe. I'm on my 3rd one. Then I'm going to go on to something else. Everyone's asking me to do Transformers or He-Man, but I think I need to do something a lot more modern, like you're saying, like something like a Rocco or Ren and Stimpy or
Pirates of the Dark Water.
Pirates of the Dark Water.
Whoa, did you miss this one?
I don't know. Hold on. Well,
I think it was Cartoon Network.
Oh yeah, I don't know what this one is.
Dude, it's really, really good.
No, I don't know what that one is. You got me on that one.
The Pirates of Dark Water. Yeah, check that one out. It's actually really good.
Yeah. Huh. All right. Jim Cummings or Jody Benson worked on it. Cool. Okay. Peter Cullen, of course. He's a goat. Tim Curry. Whoa, man. They got like an all-star voice cast.
Hear what I'm saying?
Yeah. Roddy McDowell. Frank. Yeah, this is an all-star voice cast. Brock. Holy cow. This is a crazy voice cast for this show. Pirates of Dark Water. Okay. Produced by Hanna-Barbera. Very cool. Very cool. All right, folks. Listen, we will get back to some more Saturday morning cartoons with Pops. Mad, thank you so much for just the reminiscing, just throwing some crazy stuff out there, man. It's always a fun time, man. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been great, man. Thank you. I'm gonna go watch Wildcats because I feel like it holds up.
I got a feeling that you're gonna have a good time. That's all that matters, man. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for watching.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
So nice to sit down in the uneasy chair in my unliving room. Run a little late today, so I stopped by one of those quickie food joints and picked up, thought I'd try some chicken McNuggets today. Sure, well, let me see how these things taste anyway. Very tasty. So while I enjoy my chicken McNuggets, maybe you can enjoy our horrible old movie for today. And believe me, it's really horrible, or my name isn't Dr. Paul Bearer.
Dr. Piranoid's attacking the city! Time to fly! Shark attack! Shark attack! Three sharks! Jetpack Jam fires up his new jetpack to battle Piranoid with his liquid laser gun! Bend! Sky surfs in! Reptile shoots his blood-sucking eel! But wait! Slugger Slammer to the rescue! They're no match for the Street Sharks! Now get this shark poster by mail with purchase of any shark figure sold separately. Details in store.
Next Saturday on Fox Kids, Goosebumps has a new neighbor. Erie, Indiana.
The center of weirdness for the entire planet.
A town where your mind plays games with you.
Gotta wake up.
And your eyes play tricks on you.
Bigfoot eats out of our trash.
Uncover the bizarre on Erie, Indiana, next Saturday morning at 9:30 on Fox Kids.
1949, the first large object falls on Wile E. Coyote. 1982, the first gadget-like spring on Inspector Gadget. August 11th, 1991, the first network for kids unleashes the first cartoons made just for Nickelodeon. Rugrats, Doug, Ren and Stimpy. So watch out for Nickelodeon's first new cartoons, coming August 11th. Be the first to watch it on Nickelodeon.